Welcome to Warhammer Warscroll Review. In this video, we're taking a look at the Seraphon Warscroll battalion, the Fangs of Sotek.
Warscroll Review.
Fangs of Sotek is a Warscroll battalion introduced in the General's Handbook. There's quite a bit to it, and it can easily include an entire Seraphon force, so let's take a look at some of its uses. First of all, it includes a Slann Starmaster, Saurus Oldblood, Sunblood, and 3 units of warriors, included in a Sunclaw Starhost. There's Warscroll reviews on the channel for all those units, so check them out for more specific tactics. Basically, the Saurus stuff is punchy, and the Slann Starmaster summons more models to the field. The Sunclaw Starhost makes the Saurus warriors more punchy. Not only can it include those models, it can include 0 to 4 other Starhosts, namely the Fire Lance, Eternal, Thunderquake, or another Sunclaw. On top of this, it can include any number of additional Seraphon units, so this Warscroll is including the entire force and giving the player an option for a 1-drop army. The Warscroll includes 3 benefits on top of being a battalion. The first is called First to Battle. This allows all Seraphon models in the battalion, other than the Slann, to move an extra 3 inches in the first battle round. A nice ability, but will go largely unnoticed unless taking a lightning fast force. First Oldblood is the next ability on the Warscroll battalion, another nice ability that adds 1 extra command point at the start of the game. This means Fangs of Sotek actually gives 3 command points between the 2 Warscroll battalions and this ability. The final ability is called Bellowing Carnosaur. A rule of minor importance, but it does add 1 to the main Carnosaur's Blood Roar ability. This actually does make the Blood Roar ability pretty deadly as long as you're forcing plenty of battle shock tests. Fangs of Sotek only costs 70 points, but does include quite a few units. In all, the battalion will cost almost 1200 points. That's a lot, but if you're taking most of the units already, definitely consider it. You're spending 200 points total on Warscroll battalions, but getting 3 command points and the other benefits out of it, so it's likely worth it. Just think about how to capitalize on each of the abilities so the points spent on the tax don't go to waste. To completely break it down, the included models are getting a movement boost, extra command point, and an increased melee aptitude. The Saurus warriors are the main component. The Sunclaw Starhost gives them an extra attack with their jaws, as well as Ren 1 on their Celestite weapons. And the Sunblood gives the Saurus models reroll to hit. The Slann Starmaster can give models reroll save rolls in the shooting phase, +1 to run and charge, as well as fly. This all helps make the models move faster. The Slann is also a wizard and has a unique spell that would protect the Seraphon in the battle shock phase, in addition to the normal Mystic Shield. The Slann is also going to be summoning more models on the table to keep up with the theme of the army. Carnosaur leaders and Saurus warriors would be good units to summon. Reinforce the Saurus warriors that die with the Slann's Celestial Conjuration. In a Seraphon force, the units would also be benefiting from Lords of Space and Time. This battle trait can teleport units around the field as long as they stay over 9 inches away from the enemy. If you're lucky enough to roll a 5 or a 6 on your Lord's result first turn, you could still use the extra movement the Fangs of Sotek grants you. Abilities like Great Remember, a Slann command trait, are worth mentioning because they would allow the Seraphon player to do this twice, either to redeploy a unit that failed the Lord's roll, or another unit to back up the first. In this battalion, even a Saurus command trait comes in handy, Mighty Warleader. This one gives the Seraphon player an extra command point in each of their hero phases on a roll of 5 up. Moving on to artifacts, just note that you have a lot of choices. 1 for having an army, and 1 for each of the battalions, for a grand total of 3 magic items to dish out. Since you have at least 3 characters, this will work out well. Incandescent Retrocees for the Slann, probably some sort of combat item for the Oldblood on Carnosaur, but what about the Saurus Sunblood? Consider the Aether Quartz Brooch to add even more command points to the mix. This item saves a command point used on a roll of 5 up, and can be paired well with Mighty Warleader. Altogether, the Seraphon should start with 4 extra CP and be generating more a third of the time. This should make the CP pool near bottomless. The artifact for the Old Blood on Carnosaur really is up to your preference. Items that add to the model's combat potential or speed would be the way to go. But also things that deal out mortal wounds nearby or affect enemy battleshock tests would be applicable. Try to make use of the enhanced blood roar from the Old Blood's Carnosaur. Remember that as long as the enemy loses a model, they have to test battleshock. So even if they're going to automatically pass, make them take the test so you can try to roll over them. To push them towards failing, use units that affect battleshock tests. The Saurus Warrior Standard Bearers would increase their test by 1, and units like the Troglodyte and Dreadsaurian would decrease their bravery. Really, there's a lot to cover with this Warscroll battalion. Like I said, check out the individual Warscroll reviews on the channel, plus you can find a slew of Seraphon Warscroll reviews in their playlist. It's effectively your whole army, so make sure there's a cohesive force. Our Warscroll is best when it's used packed to the gills with Saurus Warriors, or at least one unit of maxed out Saurus. Keep the sland protected with all the Saurus models, as it summons out more, and keep the pressure up on the opponent. 40 Saurus are getting quite a few buffs, and pumping out 4 attacks each, half of which are Ren 1. They are rerolling the hit rolls from the Sunblood, and moving faster due to the slam. I know I skipped right over the Old Blood's command ability, but it doesn't really work well with any of the included models besides the Old Blood itself. Include other Carnosaur heroes to really make use of it. The Warscroll battalion, Fangs of Sotek, receives a 3 out of 5. It doesn't give off that many benefits, but if you're going Saurus Warrior heavy, it is certainly a nice tool to have. What do you think of the Fangs of Sotek? What Warscrolls would you like to see reviewed next on the channel? Leave your answers, thoughts, and questions in the comments below, and thanks for watching.